Alright guys, the servers went just back up 1 minute ago and we have Lowen and Santic in the archive. It's time to take a look at the numbers and give ourselves and make ourselves a first impression here on these new characters. Let's start off with the Lowen, shall we? So, oh goddamn. Okay, hold on. That defense is extremely high. I like to take Rao and Holden as a threshold for the defense, as they were at the highest defense previously. Now, of course, the thing is higher than them, but they're both DPS, so they and the thing is not a DPS, so they fulfill the same role as Lowen. So I need their stats to see. So Lowen has a lower HP than Holden by quite a significant amount. She has more defense, slightly 3 more speed. Okay, how much HP does the Rahu have? He also has plus his 15k, over 15k. Wait, no, what am I talking about? She has good HP. She's completely fine. She has everything a lot. She's 15k. She has more HP than the Holden. She has more defense than the Holden. She has more speed than the Holden. So in terms of base stats, oh, story. Okay, we'll go into that one right after as well. First up, the S1. How about the taste of bone-piercing agony? Deals 420% of her defense to a single enemy with a 40% chance to inflict a 1-turn taunt. The chance is doubled. Wait, the chance is doubled. And Lowen's turn meter increased by 40% if the target is already affected by... Oh my god. The next closest in line has no escape. Lowen deals 360% of her defense to all enemies with a 60% chance to inflict a 2-turn attack down and speed down. If the target is already affected by her ultimate, this attack ignores resistance and is guaranteed to hit, and damage dealt is additionally increased by 60%. Alright, so 360, 60% bonus damage. Okay. And then we have her ultimate. This is basically her bread and butter. This is where it all comes down to. Heart Leash. Time to choose a trap. The summons Hard Leash deals 4 hits of 180% of her defense to a single enemy. The first 3 hits each have a 70% chance to dispel 1 buff from the target. The final hit inflicts a 2-turn taunt and is guaranteed to inflict exaltation. If the target is already affected by exaltation, the damage dealt is additionally increased by 60%. 3-turn cooldown is what I expected it to be, honestly. So 4 hits of 180, how much is that? That's quite a high multiplier. No, 720%. 720%. Let me check the multipliers on the Holden real quick. 720%, 480%. And also, what we need to consider here is it's not just 720%. It can be increased by 1.6, right? And so the second ultimate is basically a kill, from what I get here. Okay. So some crazy numbers. Exaltation, first of all. Healing and shield effects received are additionally reduced by 60%. So she just... Oh, I mean... Okay. Wait, that's insane. That is insanely broke. No, what? Crit, oh my god. Crit rate against Lowen is reduced. What? 60%. And cannot inflict any debuff current turn meter down or turn meter on Lowen after taking action. Lowen immediately uses Bone Kiss on this target. Lowen can now only apply this effect to 1 target at a time. When the target dies or this effect is removed, Heart Leash cooldown is reset. Oh my days, guys. So she basically, what she does is, she says, that one unit right there, let's say that one Rahu right there, or whoever it is, you're gonna die and you're gonna be useless. And I'm a ticking time bomb. The second I use my second ultimate on you, it's over for you, more or less, right? Because you're not getting any healing, you're taking a lot of damage. Oh my days, guys. That's crazy. That is absolutely, and she full controls that unit. Like, that unit cannot play the game. First of all, that unit doesn't deal damage. Second of all, that unit is going to be permanently taunted. Now, where's the counter attack stance that we saw initially on the reveal? Didn't it say that she is gonna S1 the target inflicted by exaltation whenever they take their turn? I don't see it right now. Did they change that? But the thing is, the 40% turn meter effect is crazy. It's absolutely mental. So she's gonna self-push a lot and she's gonna take a lot of turns. Meaning she's gonna get her ultimate fast very quickly. Because of her ultimate only being a 3-turn cooldown, she's not too much of a Holden victim, but at the same time, yeah, actually she's not too much of an Holden victim. So you might actually be able to run her on Artisan. What you can also run her on is Jackal Guard or even Ouroboros, because she takes her turns very quickly and is going to be able to get that Ouroboros stacked relatively fast. So I could even see her on Ouroboros simply because the Ouroboros can give you that Bulwark set that you really want to have against Holden, as her bread and butter really is her ultimate. If you don't get her ultimate out, she's useless the first 3 turns. So you kind of really want to snowball off of that ultimate. Now let's take a look at the story here. Alright, I went through the story actually, and it's a long story. I can't include everything here in the video. Go check the story out yourself if you're interested. It's a long story though, keep that in mind. But first impression, Lowen, I'll go over it once we have the Santic as well. But overall, first of all, they changed her kit a little bit here, if I'm not mistaken. She's gonna Giga cycle. The concept is still the same. She targets one unit with her ult, and that unit is gonna be basically cooked for the rest of the game, more or less. Like, that unit is not gonna be able to do much, and she's punishing single DPS comps hard. So people that like to use a Rahu as their DPS and stuff like that, that Rahu is gonna struggle a lot into the Lowen, as he's not gonna get any heal. He's gonna be taunted. He's gonna be taunted again, like a basically 100% chance to get taunted. And the only way to really be sure to get rid of these taunts is Doki Doki. But then, do you really want to use the Doki Doki? There's a lot of stuff about the Lowen. A lot of stuff, and she seems very strong. Very strong single target DPS. Very oppressive single target DPS for sure. Just renders one of the enemy's units not useless, but makes them pretty damn weak, that's for sure. Then we have Santic. Santic, let's see his stats. 124, 139 speed, decent amount. Okay, very relatively squishy. Okay, his stats, he's a pure support. He's a pure support. Now he's starting off with his S1 actually. More noise, more frequency. A frenzy. Let the night ignite. Alright. It strikes, deals 240% damage. To single enemy, purifying 1 debuff from an ally with the most debuffs, or 2 debuffs on a crit. Oh. Okay. Frenzy beat. When allies trigger a crit, restores HP equal to 20% of the damage dealt. The first crit each turn permanently increases all allies' crit damage by 5% up to 20 times. Ooh, hold on now. So 100% more crit damage for all allies. That's insane, no? And from how I read it, is your enemy's turns can also increase that. Restores damage the first crit each turn Permanently increases all allies crit damage. So your allies are gonna deal a lot more damage. A lot more damage with them. Insane more damage. What? Crit rate down, accuracy down. So some debuffs. Let this piece set the night sky ablaze. Dealing 240% damage to all targets with a 45% chance to increase the target's animus shell cooldown by 1 turn. And 65% chance to inflict a 2-turn crit rate and down and F accuracy down, okay? And then this one, 4 turns cooldown, unleash it all. Crit rate up, crit damage up. This is the universe for Artissimo. Santic plucks the strings with force, purifying 3 debuffs from all allies. Purifying 3 debuffs? I thought there he's gonna purify all. Okay. Applying 2 turns of crit rate up and crit damage up with a 100% chance to immediately grant himself 1 extra turn. Alright, so he only purifies 3 debuffs. Considering that he purifies 3 debuffs, I'm actually... He has a 3-turn cooldown though, on his purify. I guess that's the big part. As he gets an extra turn, right? So you can use S3 into S2. I'm not too sure about how good he's gonna be, honestly. Restores when allies trigger a crit restore HP 20% of the damage dealt. Now, you need to consider this one, right? Let's say you deal 10,000 damage. That's 2,000 healing. That's nothing. I'm not too sure about Santic, guys. I'll be honest. I'm not too sure about Santic. Because, quite frankly, the issue is a lot of shields in the game. A lot of shields. And you're not going to deal damage towards the shield. From so far, for example, how the lifesteal works in the game. For example, for the Lilium or also for the Count is... I think also for the Count is... When the enemy has a shield, you're not going to lifesteal off of that. Meaning, you're not going to lifesteal off of the Frenzy Beat either. Yeah, I'm not too sure about the bloke, I'll be honest, guys. You can use him on an Alicorn cleanse. He only has 3 turns cooldown, I guess. Or 4 turns cooldown, but gets the extra turn, so that helps a lot with the Alicorn. He's been heavily designed with the Alicorn in mind. Because the Alicorn having 4 turn cooldown has been an issue for some of the cleansers. And that's probably why they didn't give him a 3 turn cooldown, but they gave him an extra turn instead. Doesn't really heal them, doesn't really make sure they will take their turn when he cleanses. I guess you can cleanse with your S3 and then purify 1 debuff from the ally with the most debuffs again with the S1 if you're playing against CC Cleave. If you're playing against a tank down team or a standard team, I don't think he's gonna have enough sustain. He's gonna be able to sustain like a Ling Lo does. I guess what you could say though is that Tiamat usually does a lot of damage, so the Tiamat usually can heal herself quite efficiently. Maybe he's good with the Tiamat. Unironically, bit conservative on the Santic. I think it really depends on how the shielding is gonna evolve, right? Currently there's a lot of shields in the game. How much of an impact will Lowen have? And also Ditting, right? Ditting makes a Holden, for example, deal I don't know, like 500 damage with this S1. And the Santic healing will heal the Holden then, how much? Like 180 or something like that? You get the gist, right? Unless you can heal through the shields with the Santic. But I have to say, Santic, skeptical, I'll be honest. But Lowen seems nutty. Lowen seems extremely nasty looking at these numbers. These numbers don't lie, guys. Numbers don't lie here. That ultimate is gonna hit like a truck. Second she gets her second ult out, she's gonna cripple one unit. She's gonna help your team as well. CC, she's gonna drop some debuffs at the enemy as well. Has utility there. She's gonna perma taunt one unit. Lowen, insane for sure. Santic, unironically, guys, considering he's been nerfed to purifying 3 debuffs, I'm not too sure if he's that insane. Like, the damage increase is nasty. Think about it. But you need to be able to keep your team alive, right? You need to be able to keep your team alive. If you are, very nasty damage increase, but he doesn't have any turn meter manipulation for his team. That's something to consider as well. He doesn't have any turn meter manipulation for his team. So if you compare it to Ling Lo, he also doesn't really have any passive cleansing like the Ling Lo does with her whale prayers. And I'm not sure about the healing, guys. I'm not too sure about the healing, if that healing is gonna help or not. It heavily depends on how aggressive you can play with the Santic. I think with the Santic you want to play a bit more aggressive. As I'm not too sure about that healing. I'll be honest, I'm not too sure about that healing. Lifesteal, 20% damage dealt. But we'll see. We'll see, I guess. I'm more on the Lowen train here, guys. The Lowen, I can tell from the get-go, she's nasty. She's giga nasty. She's super strong. I can tell that from miles away. The Santic needs testing. That's all I can tell you guys so far. I will make videos as soon as they're coming out. Tomorrow, I will stream some. And then on Friday, I will make the videos. Because tomorrow, I'm also meeting some people. So, there's that. But with that, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the testing, of course. I will test both of them. And with that, I'm Ronnie. I wish you all a blessed day. And I'm out. Peace.